Jaya Jaya, do you freak out when you are in love, when you fall in love? Falling in love, why is it that when you feel like there is a love experience starting to emerge in your field, you might feel destabilized by it? And the answer is pretty simple. It is because very often we are not energetically, emotionally equipped to dive into relationships or coupling experiences. So what I mean by that is that there's lots of things that we learn in life. We learn about mathematics and languages and how to, cook a meal and stuff like that. But when it comes to relationships, very often it's like, here is your partner, go for it. And so then you start having relationships, you dive into coupling experience, and very often you will have some form of traumatic experience, something that leaves a mark on your system, and then you start a new relationship, and then all these memories come back, and so on. So the idea is really to create a field of safety, to anchor your coupling skills and give you tools to basically be able to navigate the coupling realm in ways that are really interesting, fun, grounded, anchored, powerful, passionate, and have all these qualities that are really anchored into the core of that experience. And so what I'm saying here is that the coupling skills is something that you can learn, you can develop. And part of these coupling skills is how to navigate the emotional system, the emotional space of your coupling experience. So if you feel like you are losing touch with yourself and losing touch with what you want, with your truth, and you are really destabilized and you losing your center and presence when you're in a relationship. This means that that experience is not fully integrated on an emotional level. It means that you're losing touch with your individual sovereignty, your individual power, and you're starting to enter into a field where the waves of emotions are taking over, and it feels destabilizing because those might be immature or shadow emotions that you don't really control. And so what you want is to have a vehicle to be able to navigate all that. And part of it is checking the shadows. Part of it is going to be like, oh yeah, I can feel anxiety, I can feel fear, I can feel challenging emotions in my field. I can feel that a part of me feels insecure about aspects of my body. I feel insecure about my ability to actually show up. And so on. So there is lots of possible shadows that are emerging the moment you step into a coupling experience. So this is why it's really very useful to have tools, to have navigation tools, to have some form of system, sequences, things that you can start anchoring so that you can really train those coupling codes and those coupling muscles with your partner or by yourself. And so what I want to tell you is that those tools exist. If you have the feeling that each time you fall in love, each time you start having a crush on somebody, each time there is some sensations there kicking in the field, and then you start going into panic mode and just want to run because you feel the intimacy building up, what I want to tell you is that there are integration tools. This is what I teach within the tantric coupling experience. And what this does, what the integration of those tools does to your system, it gives you a foundation, it gives you a coupling vehicle, an understanding about how to navigate your sexuality, your desires, your erotic fire, how to communicate in ways that are intentional, how to process or digest or transmute shadows when they emerge in the field, and all of that, right? And plus, on top of that, how to create really a sacred, mystical experience with your partner. So what I'm giving you here is a progressive learning experience, okay? To integrate those tools, it's a process that takes about 3 months. It's a profound immersion into some of those initiations, especially when it comes to the mystical dimension of your coupling experience. This is the real nectar because we enter into 5th, 6th dimension, really connecting to source and accessing the archetypal codes to bring your this vision for the relationship all the way into embodiment and integration in a multi-dimensional level, in the level of the emotions, in the level of the brain and understanding and rational thinking, linear thinking. You can really suddenly have a model that is coherent and that is anchored, and then how to navigate and play with the emotional system of your coupling experience, and then make choices, speak in ways that are intentional. So when you receive those tools, what happens is you become the intentional, conscious designer of your coupling experience. Instead of just having stuff happening in your field and then trying to navigate the triggers and the shadows and the things that are emerging, and having a great romantic time, and then suddenly something is emerging. What you discover is how to navigate all that intentionally. So instead of just being like reactive and responding to the urgencies of what you see happening in the field with your partner, you start designing the coupling experience almost from scratch. Imagine that you progressively bring this embodied coupling experience all the way into incarnation, and you consciously access those codes either by yourself or with your partner. So this is what is going to stabilize your coupling experience and give you tools that allow you to stay present. You might face some fear, some anxiety around your coupling experience, but basically, wipe out or clear or transmute probably 80% of the shadows that might be in the field. And then there is some, fine tuning to do here and there. But most of it is like establishing this foundation where you are like, yeah, I'm in love with this woman, or I'm in love with this man, and that's perfectly okay, and I love it, and I'm feeling some anxiety or fear or desire to withdraw and protect myself and so on, and I'm going to stay present in the experience and keep on building connections so that we can dive deeper and deeper. So to do that, having this coupling vehicle, this tantric coupling vehicle, will really help you. The reason why I teach this is because I believe in it, and I know it works because I have seen it with my own eyes. I might have a couple coming over here in this space, and we have one session, and boom, 80% of the shadows that they were facing are being transmuted, wiped out, taken out of the system, and then suddenly, boom, coming back to resonance. So communication tactics, anchoring the tantric coupling experience, being intentional with the way you navigate the shadows, all that really works. And we are really skilled at navigating this within that space. I will give you communication tools. I will give you energetic tools to allow you to connect deeper with your partner. So all that, of course, stabilizes your coupling experience and gives you an edge that you might be missing when you start with a new relationship. So what to do next? Reach out, connect, check my pages, my website, vitalcoaching.com, for the upcoming events and immersions. And I'll send you big love. Stay focused, stay present.